Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Live Bird TV. So I've been listening to the usual outlets that I always listen to, TalkSport, Redmen TV, and various other sort of channels, and I'm astounded by the complete, narrative and the complete negativity surrounding Darwin Nunez. Now, yes, I know that the expectation, the fee that we paid, sort of brought this big reputation. It was the same window that Man City brought Erling Haaland, and you know, I sometimes think to myself, would we be giving him so much stick had Haaland not gone to Man City and scored 50 goals? Because he actually got 15, I think. I'm going to go through his Wikipedia in a minute and show you exactly how well he did. But I actually love what Liverpool have done. I actually love the fact that they've given him the number 9 shirt, because if you're going to have faith in your record signing, or more or less, I think he is a record signing. If not, he's up there with Virgil and obviously Alisson Becker. But I think he is a record sign. I have to double check. But I like the noise that was coming out of the club from the back end of the season, and that was basically, Jurgen saying that he sees a lot of Robert Lewandowski in Darwin Nunez, and with regards to that, it's his age, it's what he has. I mean, I love what Carragher describes him as Captain Chaos. He is chaos, but I think a lot of people have got short memories, because he was actually explosive last season, and for me, I just think he's going to get better and better and better with regards to what he will bring to Liverpool's striker situation next season. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see the Chelsea match, whether Klopp plays him directly down the middle. I think that's what we should do. He should now be our number 10, or our number 9, but I mean our central striker. There's two ways you could go about that. You could have Darwin on the left side, Gakpo as the Bobby role, and Salah as the right role. But then if you think about it, Gakpo drops into the Bobby role, which makes it more or less a 4-3-1-2. So more or less Gakpo is the third striker, but he's what they call on Football Manager a shadow striker. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Jurgen goes with. But I am absolutely fully behind Darwin Nunez to go and have an absolute worldie of a season. I think what had happened was he started brilliant, Community Shield, Man City, great goal, adored by the fans early, and then he got the red card against Fulham. I think it was Jakub Anderson he headbutted. That sort of tailed him back a bit, because he went and missed the next 3 games, and then he was trying to fight his way back into the season. And I always say with players like that, the Wayne Rooney's of this world, the Luis Suarez's, you try and take away that killer instinct they've got, it kind of destroys them a little bit as a footballer. You want them to have that killer instinct, as in fight to the death, fight for every sort of, every sort of ball possible. Let's not forget he's Uruguayan. South Americans are always tenacious, always really good at giving everything. And I just think that with Luis Suarez in his ear, he really can go on to be a great at Liverpool. So I'm just going to do his Wikipedia, because it's important you see some of the stats. And then I'm going to go through everyone's comments. So get on this video, try and get involved, and I'll answer all your questions as well. But let me just go through his Wikipedia in a moment, right? So Darwin Gabriel Nunez Ribeiro, right? So what I love about him, he's 24 years old, right? He only turned 24 3 days ago. He's 6'2", right? 24 years old. We've got this lad for the next 6 straight seasons, and he'll only be 30, right? And what I love is, if you look at his career, he gets better. So for example, 2017 to 2019, he was at Penarol, where he scored 4 goals in 14 games. You've got to remember, he's only been about 2 or 3 seasons. And then he went to Almera between 2019 and 20, and he scored 16 goals in 30 games in the Spanish La Liga 2. But then he goes to Benfica, And it says here that at Benfica on September the 4th, 2020, Nunez signed a 5-year contract with Portuguese side Benfica, who paid a club record fee of €24 million for the player. This was also Amira and Segunda's biggest ever transfer. And it goes on to say here that, you know, he scored a lot of goals in the Europa League group stage, and then he went on to score in the Primera. And then it says here that his breakthrough season, Nunez underwent surgery to an injury on his right knee, forcing him to miss Benfica's first few months of the season. He made his return from injury on the 21st of August, replacing Everton in the 72nd minute. Following back-to-back braces against Santa Clara and Boa Vista, he was named the Player of the Month and Forward of the Month for September. So what I like about that is, I don't really want to go into too much details here, but he scored 32 goals in 57 games for Benfica. 32 in 57. So all this nonsense about he doesn't really know how to score goals. By the way, this is just league goals. Wikipedia never gives you the goals in all competition. It just gives you league goals. So 32 goals in 57 league games. I don't care what anybody says. When you're through on goal, the goalkeepers are still the same and the goals are still the same size, right? So it doesn't matter. Right, the only difference is he's tried too hard. First season, he doesn't know the language. Got to remember that Portuguese, you know, they speak the same language as the Brazilians. Most of them know the same language. They can obviously speak to each other in better sort of, you know, football knowledge and languages. But what I like here is, for Liverpool last season in the league, he played 29 games. But how many of them were as starting? You know, as a starting position? He scored 9 league goals, but in all competition he got 15. I think he got 5 assists. It goes on to say here for Liverpool, it says here that the fee was for 64 million we bought him for, with 25 million in add-ons that will later rise to 85 million. So we're getting a lot of crap going around on social media at the moment when we're linked with a player for 60 million and 70 million and 55 million, and you get the usual depressants commenting straight away saying that God knows why you think we'll sign him, because FSG won't pay that. I've just read out there that FSG have paid 85 million with add-ons for Darwin Nunez. So it's just nonsense that we don't spend big money, and I can see why rival fans laugh at us sometimes when they see our fan base crying about the fact we don't spend money. I think we spent 1.2 billion on players since FSG took control of the club. So yes, net spending, all that crap. Yeah, we haven't even spent that much because we are quite good at selling our players. Doesn't matter. We still spent over $1 billion on players, whether you like it or not. Added to the fact 250 million on the infrastructure. So it just beggars belief that some of our fans have doubts on owners that I think they've broken 4 club transfer records. 1 world record for a goalkeeper, which we broke when Kepa signed for Chelsea, but it was still the world record fee for a goalkeeper, and the world record fee for a defender, until Maguire unbelievably beat that. So they broke 2 world records and 4 club record transfers, and their average layout for players is between 40 to 50 million pound, 35 to 50 million pound per player. So I mean, I'm really relaxed, and I do these videos really relaxed because I can guarantee you categorically that we are not finished in the market. We are nowhere near finished in the market, and we will bring in at least, I think, at least two more major signings, and then 1 squad player. 2 major, 1 squad, so 3 more, and I think our total incomings will be 4 this summer. Added to the fact we have returning loan players, but if we can get a few quid in, I heard Nat Phillips might be going to Leeds for 10 million. Great signing for Leeds. That would be, I would definitely do that if I was Leeds United. And then if we can get some money for, you know, if I think Reece Williams to Aberdeen, but that would be nominal. So it's going to be one of them. But you know what? I'm not like Twitter at the moment, where I mean, it really is on the verge of absolute lunacy. Some of our supporters that are sitting here on the 27th of June and panicking about Liverpool going into the Premier League, which doesn't start until August. I think the 13th we're playing, the 12th or 13th, which is, you know, a long time away in terms of getting deals over the line, because you know what Liverpool are like, they do their business quickly anyway. And I actually believe this, and I know that a couple of my admins that I've been talking to via inbox believe this too. The Kefran Turam is done. It's done. All they're waiting on is the man to be able to come and do his little wander around the AXA training ground and show his shirt. He can't do that at the moment because he's away with the under-21s. So I actually think that that's done. Kefran Turam is major signing number 2. That makes us spend up to, say, 90 million. That still leaves about 110 million. I believe there's 200 million. Klopp said, these are not my words, these are Klopp's. We know what we need to do and we will do it. We will, what's called, do smart recruitment. Then if you listen to the players, Konate, Harvey Elliott, or Virgil van Dijk, they've all come out saying we need to buy players. Harvey Elliott came out this week and said, I know I've got to fight for my place this year with the new bodies that are coming in. New bodies. That was his exact words. New bodies coming in. Every single person that is connected to the club that doesn't have this agenda, which is, I can't handle us drawing or losing a game, so I want Klopp out or I want FSG out. If we don't win every trophy, every season, from now until I die, then I want the owners out. And I tell you what, I don't care who we sell to, just get us oil money. From Qatar, from Saudi, I want that. Even though, for the last decade, I've been absolutely hammering every single Manchester City fan from pillar to post about the fact that they buy cups, buy trophies and cheat and have 115 charges pending. But I want Liverpool to be like that. That's the people I argue with. But again, they're entitled to their opinion. But I've got mine, and mine is what's best for football and what's best for Liverpool. The answer, if you ask me certain questions now, can Liverpool compete without state-funded ownership? The answer is yes. Why do I believe that? Because we already have. We've already been to 3 Champions League finals in the last 6 years. We've already been to League Cup finals, FA Cup finals, Super Cup finals, World Club Cup. We've already been world champions. We've already been European Cup winners. We've already been Premier League winners. And we've done all that with what's called FSG's self-sufficient money ball transfer world-class structure. And I'm going to say something today which blew me away, which was Paul Machin's absolutely world-class response to FSG outers peppering in this today on his live, right? And he said, do you know what, we've got 2 types of fans. The first type of fan, you've got 2 types of ownership now that people want, right? One is everybody wants to be like FSG. Everybody wants to run their football club like FSG. 2, everybody wants to be like Manchester City. That's the only 2 you're going to get. Every single owner will want their business to be run like Liverpool, with the infrastructure, with the income, the fact that it's self-sufficient, the fact that it pays itself, it runs itself, right? They don't take a penny out, they don't put a penny in. So Liverpool is an efficient, well-run, world-class business, right? But the only way you go from that is to become Man City, which is where you tweak sponsorships, you fake this, you fake that, you do shadow contracts in the Middle East, and you completely, sorry to say this, but you just cheat your way to trophies. And if you want that for Liverpool, I can tell you this now, I would rather win 1 league title in the next 10 years against Pep Guardiola's state-funded oil machine than I would 10 in a row with Qatar owners. That's just my opinion, and that's the way it is. So, I'm swaying off subject here because this is about Darwin Nunez, but it all links into the same thing. I'm talking about a man that's going to cost us up to £85 million deal, and yet we don't spend money. It's beyond belief. We need to spend money this summer. I'm not saying that, but we will. So the next 200 million that we will spend this summer, there's no excuses now. Because those that always have a go at our owners can't say, well, they only did this because we sold that player, or we sold that player, or we sold that player, and we sold that player. This spend is straight out the books of what it's going to be from running the club. So I'm going to get to comments now, but all I'm saying is I believe that this coming season is going to be special. I believe in Darwin Nunez. I believe in Cody Gakpo, who's going to have a storming season. I believe in Luis Diaz, who, by the way, at the moment is unplayable for Colombia. If he comes back the way he's playing at the moment, he's going to absolutely destroy. Do you know what? If you look at our Fab 3 from years ago, even the Fab 4 when we had Coutinho, Mane, Firmino, Salah, we now have a Fab 4, a Fab 5. If you think about it, Klopp has the spoiled choice next season of Jota, Diaz, Nunez, Gakpo, and Salah, and then he's got Ben Doak as well. So 6 absolute terriers up front, with a midfield which is probably going to consist of Thuram, McAllister, Thiago, Fabinho, Henderson, Elliott, Curtis Jones. I mean, honestly, I'm probably missing a couple, but we seriously are now well in position to go and win at least a couple of trophies. Do you know what? Go all out for the FA Cup next season. Go all out for the League Cup. Go all out for the Europa League. Go all out for every trophy we play in, because Liverpool will win trophies with the squad we have. I just believe it. Right, I'm going to go through the comments. So, top comment, Peter McDougall. All right, bud. With McAllister pulling them through balls, he'll be banging the goals in, mate. Can't wait to see him going to go 24 to 25 goals just in the Premier in the new season. But McAllister getting 24 to 25. Or no, Nunez. I think you mean Nunez with McAllister pulling the. Yeah, I know what you mean. Do you know what, mate, Pete? I'm just going to say this regards to what your comment is saying in there. That look, it'd be interesting to see who takes penalties next season, because I know that Salah missed a couple of big ones towards the end of last season, and I know McAllister takes penalties, so it'd be interesting to see if Salah. I think Salah will keep the penalties based on the fact that Klopp will want to keep him happy. But here's a thing that Redman said today, which I totally believe in. Again, Paul mentioned, he's my favourite one on Redman. He said that we should cash in on Salah next summer. Not this summer, get another season out of him, but next summer will be the last time we can get a huge fee for him. Because if you think about it, Qatar, I think they paid 20 million or something for Ronaldo at the age of 37, 38. So I think next year, Salah will be 32, but there's not a pound of fat on him. And I actually believe that we could probably get 100 million for him, because he's such a big name in the Middle East. He is the Mecca in terms of player to pull over to the Middle East. So I actually believe that if we could get 100 million next summer for Mo Salah, we could then go and get, we could go and get, we won't go and spend the whole 100 million on one striker, we'd spend it on the next two. And that's what I love. I mean, I can't understand why we get so much criticism of our transfer strategy, because it's world class. Think of the players we brought in under FSG. Bobby Firmino, Luis Suarez, right? Mane, Salah, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Van Dijk, Robertson, Matip, Milner. They were both frees, and then you've got other players. Do you know, I said this a year ago when everybody was peltering FSG again. The signings you haven't seen are still not coming through yet, but they've been pulling 12, 13, 14-year-olds out of academies for years. So these Kate Gordons, these kids coming through, the Dohertys, the Ben Dokes, these are going to be world-class players potentially in the future that we've gone and got for peanuts. Harvey Elliott, Carvalho, all these players, all these youngsters, that we've been sort of getting, they're all FSG signings, but you don't notice them because it's not a big fee. So I'm not being funny, and I've said this, Ben Doak could go on to be worth 100 million in 5 years, I believe, because I have never in the 40 years nearly I've watched football seen anything like him. And Klopp is not even signing a right-sided attacker this summer because Ben Doak is his shadow backup. So it's amazing. So I'm going to get to more comments. So Les Coppite, 100% agree, got to give him all the support he needs, only a young player, totally agree. Totally agree. Put in. That's you correcting that, Peter. Cheers. Les again. Evening, mate. Evening, Les. I hope you're well. Craig Gallagher. Hello, my old mate. Just going to the comment there, it's just disappeared. Hello, lad. And he has now been given number 9, and I always knew he'd get that shirt number. So did I, mate. It was, it's a no-brainer. You give your record signing striker the number 9. Pam England, hope you're well. Hot-blooded and hot-headed, Neil, but he will learn so much from Klopp and the boys. Love our chaos. You can see how much he enjoys his football and his passion. I think he just needs to relax a bit and he's going to smash it. Pam, I totally agree, and I love that clip where Gakpo scores against Man United and he is going, vamos, vamos, screaming into the fans. He could be a cult hero. Liverpool, they have a track record of getting world beater strikers. It goes all the way back to when we had Robbie Fowler, then Michael Owen. Then Michael Owen, it became Fernando Torres. Then when it became Torres, it became Suarez. When it became Suarez, it became Salah. It's just a conveyor belt, and we've always done it. You know, it's just that Liverpool will come back again with a great sort of number 9, and that is Darwin Nunez for me. Craig Farragut again, pal. FSG spend. Hang on, I'm getting more comments coming through, so bounces back up when I get a new one in. FSG spend when they need to. Look, when we bought VVD and Alpha for 65 million, 75 million, like this summer, they will spend at least 150 to 200 million. Craig, this is what I always say with regards to that. They get shit for them 2 players coming in because it was out of Coutinho money. But can you imagine the shit they would have got if they had banked the Coutinho money? So say the 142 million we got for Coutinho and they gave Klopp 40 of it and banked 100 million like the Glazers and pocketed it and dividends and got rich. You know, the Man United fans were protesting this morning in the Manchester club shop. They stopped supporters from going in the city centre club shop this morning. They barricaded it so that they couldn't go in. They want rid of them. And I can understand why. We take the piss out of Man United fans for it. Yes, they've spent a lot of money on transfers, but these have made like 38 million. I think in the last 2 or 3 seasons in dividends, 18 million a season in dividends going into their pocket. They've not touched the stadium. They haven't touched the training ground, right? The ground was leaking. The toilets were leaking of piss. The roofs were leaking of water. Ronaldo said that their gym facilities were atrocious. Zlatan Ibrahimovic said they're nowhere near a big club. They're awful. And yet, oh well, but they spend 100 million on Casemiro. Oh, but they spend all that money on Alex Sanchez and paying him £500,000 a week. Oh, now they've just given Marcus Rashford £360,000 a week. But they're great owners. They're not. They're all over the place, and what they're doing is they're just spending a bit of money to keep it quiet about the money they're pocketing. But because Man United are not winning a lot of trophies, they're not getting away with it. If Man United were winning doubles and trebles every year, do you think they'd be doing this Glazers out? What they for? The thing is with Liverpool is I lived outside Anfield for 5 years, right? I'm going back there next summer, right? And I've seen the development in the infrastructure, and if you look at it now, I was down for the Tottenham game a few weeks back, and it's unbelievable, the new away end, so unbelievable. So anyway, get to more comments because I don't want to keep going on about it. So yeah, 100% agree. Cheers, Alan. Peter McDougall again. Just look at the Man U fans outside the club shop. Just said that, mate. Pathetic, the lot of them. It's sad to see them wanting to become Manchester City. They can't win the Prem the right way. No one. Yeah, exactly. Diaz is on fire, can't wait, boom, totally agree. Nunez will get 36 goals in all comps next season. Peter McDougall, there are not a pound of fat on Ronaldo. The boy's a machine at his age, mate. Be good to see Mo like that at his age, but yeah, next season that would be a good deal for sure. I think Mo will play till he's 40, like Zlatan. What will happen with Mo is he'll play in Saudi Arabia I reckon he'll play in Europe till he's about 34. Because PSG will either get him offers or Saudi Arabia he'll go to. Saudi Arabia, if it continues with all these players going. And then he'll go to Egypt and he'll probably finish his career in Egypt. And because he's a god out there, he could become king of Egypt if he wanted to. But yeah, so what I'm going to say to everybody about what's going to be going on, I need you to join the YouTube channel. It's free, just click on it please, because I need 1,000 subscribers so that I can go on to live videos on YouTube. This channel is going to get better and better and better. The growth is scary. I mean, literally scary. We've gone from 1,700 60 days ago to now 7,000. Is it 7,500 now? I think it is. Yeah. So we're nearly at 8,000 now, which is unbelievable. And yeah, I have been kicking people off as well that are just here to, you know, promote crap or just put the wrong stuff up. So if you see anybody like that, let me know and I'll get rid of them. But what I was going to say is, yeah, from next season, this season coming, I'll be doing scratch cards, and it'll be £50 to the winner, and then I'm going to be doing a donation to the Liverpool Food Bank, and then we're going to get some scarves and stuff like that, because I want to start giving prizes, because the company I work for, I can post it straight away with the company I work for in Scotland until I move back to Liverpool next June. So hope you're all well, and I'll be doing some videos in the next couple of days. But those that are in Liverpool this weekend, I'm going to be down to watch AFC Liverpool against, I think it's Buckley Town or something like that, at the MTA in Crosby. So if you want to catch up with me, I'll be in the ground for about 1 o'clock-ish. Kickoff's 2 p.m. So cheers everybody, and I'll see those that I'm going to see, like Craig Farragher and that. I'll see you Saturday, mate. You'll never walk alone.